What is happening, Cigars Daily Nation? Today at the Cigars Daily HQ is actually a really big day because while Terrence and Elvie are behind me counting many cigars, I am planning for a colossal upcoming event here at the HQ called Daily Con. If you guys have followed the channel over the last year or so, you've noticed that these things have started popping up. At first I did one called HabanoCon, and I then had to rename it. It went sensationally well. A couple hundred people come to hang out and meet me and meet the Cigars Daily crew and a bunch of other great people in the cigar world. But then I wanted to rename it because I hated the name HabanoCon, and I think for good reason. So last year in November we did Cigartopia. And Cigartopia went somehow even better than HabanoCon. Now, I have this situation. I want to continue doing in-person events because truthfully, at the end of the day, that's what premium cigars are all about. See, I've mentioned this on the channel before. It's not the first time, but when I first got into cigars, I thought this was like a rite of passage for men. But over the years, what I've really learned is that this industry, the premium cigar world, is all about one thing, and that's community. Just like what you get here at a cigar lounge. Hi, everybody. Hey, Tim. What you get at a cigar lounge is people hanging out in a way that rarely happens these days anymore. You used to be when you go to the get your hair did, or you go to the barber shop, or you go to the coffee shop, or you go somewhere where there's a lot of real community. That was where you would hang out with people, have conversations. But over the years, we've not been able to agree to disagree so much anymore. And for that reason, we get into all kinds of trouble with each other. But the truth is, the premium cigar world is still all about this. And that is why I'm working on Daily Con. You see, the goal is to create an experience centered around community. And so, like in the past, you guys have come and hung out with people like Justin Andrews from Diesel and Laurel Tilley from AJ Fernandez and, of course, Oliva Nick. And at this event, of course, I'm going to be there, and Terrence will be there, and Billy will be there, and Ryan will be there. At this one, though, we're also going to have Erik Espinosa, which is a pretty big treat for me, especially because him and I have been working on a not so small project recently. You guys know that in the last year, I dove in with both feet to a brand new cigar crafting project where I'm collaborating with the world's best cigar makers to make what's called daily edition cigars. This right here is one of my original samples of the Diesel Desert Walker, a cigar that has become so near and dear to my heart. I got to make with Justin Andrews and AJ Fernandez. And I've been talking with Erik about this since last year. And in fact, even have my samples here now for a cigar that I asked him specifically if he could make. You see, when you want to make a new cigar, there's several ways to go about it. You can go to a factory and tell them, oh, can you make a cigar that tastes like X cigar that I really enjoy? Or you can explain the flavor profile that you want or something like that. With this cigar right here, I went to Erik and said, hey, the Murcielago is a cigar that I personally have a fond affection for. It's a Mexican San Andreas box press cigar that's just got wildly intricate flavor. But I really want to know what that cigar would taste like if it had a dark Sumatra wrapper on it. Erik instantaneously knew exactly what I meant. He sent me a few iterations, and what was born out of that is the new Espinosa Murcielago Echo-Hale, a cigar that's all about an intricate, complex flavor profile. So the idea behind Echo-Hale is that it's like echo, like a bat, but retro-hale because it's about senses and tasting things. The Echo-Hale is about bringing through complexity that lives on the palate, on the tongue, and all the way through the retro-hale with a really rich, chocolatey, thick, creamy smoke and a lot else going on in the flavor. But Daily Con is going to be my first opportunity to really get my hands on it. And so it's one of the things I absolutely can't wait for. See, over the last couple of weeks, I've been talking with him about what packaging will look like on this. And, you know, the original Murcielago's got this black and silver band. I wanted something really kind of peppy and poppy for the Echo-Hale. So we went with orange, like a bright orange, which this is not actually a picture of the Echo-Hale cigar. This is a much lighter colored cigar. Sometimes guys will just slap the band on another stick to show it to you. But I think that off this very dark wrapper here, that nice bright orange is going to pop really well. And so we're putting together the box design, we're putting together the bands, and that cigar is going to be ready and in my hands on March 29th. But of course, DailyCon isn't all about me and my favorite Echo-Hale project that I'm so excited about. It is about cigar community and getting people together to hang out, enjoy amazing food, and even a little bit more. Here's the other part of my dilemma for this whole thing. Is I want to make this event bigger, better, and more amazing than ever. By the way, this is Tyler. Tyler's from Ohio. Say what's up, Tyler.
How's it going?
Hey, what's going on? He's out here from Ohio because it's freezing cold out there. I considered, HabanoCon and the Cigartopia events to be pretty big wins. And I think people feel like they were wins because, the food was amazing. The company was especially great. But how do you keep upping the ante every time you do something very cool? And I think we figured that out this time because I got a hold of some amazing guys from a place called Nomadic Axes, an axe throwing place that's mobile. I am now standing here with Jeremy from Nomadic Axes, who is as handsome as he is crazy because he's got this trailer with axe throwing in it, which I can only imagine the insurance payments on this trailer, but it does look like a lot of fun. And so he's gonna come out to DailyCon with this trailer. Thank you for being here, bro.
No problem. I'm happy to be here.
Dude, I appreciate you coming out today. The goal is we wanted to take a look at the utility of axe throwing, not just as like a fun way for guys to throw axes and have a good time, but I want to see if we can create some competition out of this. Is there a way that we could put a cigar vertically up and down on one of those targets back there?
Yeah, definitely. We got a couple different methods we can do that. I can tack one up on there, or I can hang it from a string and make it a little more difficult.
Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. All right, so Jeremy talked me into the tacking method where you just nail it through there. Is that going to mess up the axe blade if someone nails it?
Not likely. The axe blade is harder than the nail, so
it'll mess up the nail.
If it chips it a little bit, not a big deal. I got new axes.
Let's see how this goes.
So the first question is, have you thrown axes before?
I have thrown axes before, but I have questions.
Okay. Shoot. What's your question?
I throw my axe with two hands over my head like this.
Okay.
Is that the girl way of doing it? Like bowling is under your legs like this?
It kind of is. I only make men throw two-handed if they can't make it down to the board with one hand.
Are there dudes that can't make it all the way to the board with one hand?
Sadly, there is. There's a lot of people that have never thrown a baseball, and that kind of comes into play sometimes.
Bro, this generation is screwed up.
It's killing me. It really is. I'm shocked every time I hear it.
I'm going to try with one hand, and then I'll try with two.
I like it.
I kind of want to do the two-hand thing now. I'm kind of
come up to closer to the red line for one hand.
All right, like this?
Yep.
Look at that!
First time go.
It got all the way to the board. I was a little nervous about that. All right. So we tacked a cigar to your other one. I feel confident enough with one.
Yep.
I'm going to give it a shot. The goal is to see how hard it is to hit that cigar on the bullseye of that board.
Yep.
There's going to be a lot of people throwing axes at these. There might even be a prize at the end. I don't know. But the truth is, I think you're going to have a few guys that can hit that bullseye reliably. A couple of guys who are going to do it two-handed because the axe won't make it all the way there. But most of them are going to be like me. They don't really know what they're doing, so I'm going to try it out now.
Okay, let's see it.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Perfect. Oh, look at how close that was, too.
That's so close.
There you go.
That's further away. Not good.
Oh.
Always down and to the left. There's got to be, if you guys are like gun guys, you've seen this, there's shooting charts for if you do if it's off to the left, you're weak wristed, and if it's off to the right, you and so there's got to be one of these for axe throwing somewhere that I can learn. I think we've got ourselves a good setup for an excellent challenge. Now the only thing is to finish planning the rest of the event. But on March 29th here, Jeremy is going to be here, and we are going to be throwing axes together and challenging everyone at DailyCon to see who can get this cigar at the end of the axe throwing range. There is, so far, nobody's done it. The cigar is undisputed, and somebody's going to have to challenge it. So that'll be March. Thank you, brother. I cannot wait to see you again.
I'll be happy to be out here.
I gotta go get this man a cigar. Look at him.
I got some prizes and T-shirts to give away myself for whoever's winning.
He's the vision of an American Viking. The very vision of it.
Thanks, sir.
It is now almost 5 o'clock, and the day completely got away from me. I mean, in a big way. In fact, everybody's gone home at this point. The only other person here with me is Terrence, who is working with some of the LCA stuff. Oh, yeah. Baja Blast. Thanks, bro.
Of course.
And the only thing I know is that I still have a whole lot left to do. I was really excited to get a hold of those guys from Nomadic Axes. And they're cool guys. And you would have to expect that the guys that own Nomadic Axes are going to be cool guys. If they were douches, I think that would be probably more of a surprise. But now I've got a lot more planning to do for Daily Con. Because the opportunity... Here's the truth. It used to be that, like, big events, in-person events, stuff like that, stressed me out. I didn't want to do it. And now after doing a couple of them, I always have so much fun at them. And everybody who comes is always so grateful for the experience that I look forward to them. And we've sort of set ourselves in a pace to do a couple of these a year. So outside of March 29th, I'm also looking forward to another Cigartopia later in the year. And that'll give me the chance to create 2 different experiences. You know, a Daily Con sort of earlier in the year that's more of like a festival type thing, and a Cigartopia later in the year that's more of like a Cigars Daily Nation country type feel. And it gives me the chance to just do a lot of different stuff. And so I'm working on admissions packs and all kinds of stuff. And something called soft seating that I did during Cigartopia. Soft seating, which is like leather chairs and couches for some of the seating. That was very popular. Okay, I got a ton more to do, and I'd love to hear from you. What thing have you seen at an event that you're like, that made the event for me? Drop a comment down low and let me know, because I really want to figure out a way to make like in-person get-togethers for members of the Cigars Daily Nation the thing. The most exciting thing that you can possibly do. All right, you guys can learn more about this event if you check this video out on Rumble and on the community on Cigars Daily Plus, and I encourage you to do so. Also, thank you so much for joining me. This is Tim, signing off for Cigars Daily, and I will see you in the comments.